This is Orzeł, a Polish submarine. You've probably never heard of it. This video is going to be about ORP Orzeł, and it's a fascinating story that will surely be lost to time if nothing is done about it. Our story begins in the 1930s, where the Polish Navy decided it would be really convenient to have some submarines, and what if they were modern submarines? So, the Orzeł class submarine was planned. Two ships were actually built, Orzeł and Sęp. Both were built in the Netherlands, and two other submarines in the class were ordered and be built in France, but was never completed. She was laid down on the 14th of August in 1936, launched on the 15th of January in 1938, and completed on the 2nd of February in 1939. Orzeł was 84 meters or 275 feet long, beam was around 7 meters or 22 feet wide, draft was around 4 meters or 13 feet below the waterline, and total displacement was 1,110 surfaced and 1,473 submerged. Her armament included a single Bofors WZ.25 105mm or 4.1 inch gun, one double-barrel Bofors WZ.36 40mm AA gun, a single Hotchkiss 13.2mm hand machine gun, and 12 torpedo tubes, 4 aft, 4 rudder, and 4 waist, as well as carrying 20 torpedoes. I couldn't find information about the power plants as I looked for literally everywhere and didn't find any, but the maximum speed was 19.4 knots, 9 knots submerged. The submarine was docked at Oskiewicz when the Wehrmacht first stormed into Poland. Orzeł was deployed at a strategic spot and given orders to attack the German pre-dreadnought Schleswig-Holstein if it ever leaves Danzig. And as things got worse, Orzeł abandoned her sector and withdrew into the Baltic Sea, where it was attacked by German minesweepers M3 and M4. The submarine was damaged but evaded destruction. Due to the damage, Orzeł had decided to sail for Tallinn and reached Tallinn at the 14th of September in 1939. The very next day, Captain Henryk Kloczkowski was forced to leave the submarine because of unknown illness. Damn, Polish words are hard. While the submarine was sitting in Tallinn, Section 13, Article 12 of the Hague Convention in 1907 stated that any belligerent vessel, meaning an active war, which Poland was still in at this time, with Germany and the Soviet Union, can enter a neutral port, but only can stay there for 24 hours and no more. So under the insistence of Germany, Estonian military authorities interned ORP Orzeł, confiscated all the navigation equipment, specifically the navigation aids and maps, and started to disarm the submarine. They only removed 15 out of the 20 torpedoes, meaning Orzeł still had 5 torpedoes at the time. It was because the hoisting cable was sabotaged by the new commander of the submarine, Jan Grudzinski. The crew planned a daring escape from the internment, and around midnight on the 18th of September, the Estonian guards around ORP Orzeł were overpowered, mooring lines out, and the submarine went underway. Alarm sounded, and her conning tower was peppered with machine gun fire, while the submarine was running half submerged. She ran aground near the harbor mouth, and artillery fire damaged her wireless equipment. Grudzinski managed to get the submarine off by ordering the tanks to be blown, and after that, Orzeł sailed for the Gulf of Finland with the intent to sail into a British port, as they heard news on the radio that the Polish submarine ORP Wilk had been welcomed in Britain. From the escape from Tallinn, the submarine crew also took 2 Estonian guards as hostages, and with German and Estonian press all reporting the 2 dudes being lost at sea, Orzeł set them both ashore at Sweden and gave them nice things and went on their merry way to Britain. Also, what had happened with the escape of ORP Orzeł, the Soviet Union and Germany used it to challenge Estonian neutrality. Since the blatant inconvenience that the submarine had, which was all the navigation equipment was removed, so the crew decided to try and strategically transfer equipment to an alternate location, the necessary equipment from German ships, but another inconvenience was that all the German ships in the area were warships, and no way in hell a submarine crew, especially like 5 torpedoes, is going to strategically transfer equipment to an alternate location from a German warship. After using a charter of lighthouses to get their way around and managed to get to the North Sea, she was attacked by both British forces and German forces because, well, the wireless equipment had been damaged. A third inconvenience for the submarine, as if she couldn't get enough. 40 days away from where the ship left her home port, Orzeł submerged to make repairs to the radio and surfaced to transmit messages to the British once it had been repaired. And lo and behold, a British destroyer received the message and escorted the submarine to Britain, and surprisingly, the British once there who thought they sunk her a couple weeks prior. Soviet authorities blamed the submarine for sinking a Soviet tanker, despite Orzeł not actually destroying any ship at all, because, they had 5 torpedoes. Following a refit, ORP Orzeł was assigned to the 2nd Submarine Flotilla of the Royal Navy, and then here came the patrol missions. One patrol, the 8th of April in 1940, she sank a German clandestine troopship Rio de Janeiro off southern Norway, and in which the troopship was part of the German invasion of Norway, and just 2 days later, Orzeł attacked the German minesweeper V705, but had to die before the confirmation the ship sunk, and the minesweeper turned out not to be sunk because the torpedoes did 0 damage. On Orzeł's 7th patrol, which was the 23rd of May in 1940, radio messages were sent out between the 1st and 2nd of June, ordering the submarine to alter course and proceed to Skagerrak Strait. No radio signals were ever sent from the submarine since she had sailed that way. By the 5th of June, she was ordered to return to base. Order was not acknowledged. The submarine was then officially declared lost by the 8th of June. Many theories surrounded the loss of the submarine. A common belief was maybe it hit a sea mine in the strait, or in or near it. It could have also been mistakenly sunk by British aircraft. Between 2008 and 2017, both public and private funded expeditions to try and find the wreck and hoping to find ORP Orzeł's final resting place. Other wrecks were found, just not of the submarine. In June of 2013, an unknown large submarine wreck was reported in the North Sea, but is identified as HMS J6. Orzeł was still not found. In 2017, another wreck was reported. It was identified to be most likely HMS Narwhal based on sonar data. Orzeł was still lost. By the 23rd of May in 2020, the Shipwreck Expeditions Association had announced a partnership with the Maritime University of Szczecin with assistance from the Chancellery of the Prime Minister of Poland and the Ministry of Wartime Economy and Inland Navigation. The first expedition is still in its planning phase and no news yet, but I will post an update, most likely a short form video, and link it to this one, assuming if they ever find the submarine. Thanks for watching, and you can suggest video ideas in the comments below, and I might get to them but make no guarantees. I'll see you next time, hopefully.